agents are going to sell what they're most comfortable with.
Right.
And so it's easy to stop there. We don't want to mention a product that I'm still learning myself. I'm not sure what questions they're going to throw at me. And if I can't answer, I tend to lose credibility in a situation like that. So maybe I'm not going to do it.
So we're here with Jason at HealthSpring Supplemental Benefits, and we're talking about ancillary products, and they have a full boat of ancillary programs, some new programs that are coming in. But Jason, we have agents who are just selling ACA or just selling MA plans, or maybe some Medicare Supplement plans, which they can get appointed with HealthSprings and sell those med subs. But when we get to the ancillary side, we got a lot of agents who are questioning whether or not they need to sell that to their clients, or if it's affordable and whatnot. I know what I say to those things. I'm just curious about what your take on that, or how do you address agents that are on the fence about whether or not they should offer ancillaries?
Yeah, I think that's very common. It is our long-term strategy goal to get more agents to do more cross-selling. That's how you build a successful business. We have internal research that shows if you can sell one customer multiple policies offered by the same company, the persistency is that much stronger. And if we can retain our customers and offer competitive value-added products, we're going to get more referrals. There's a lot of reasons to do that. And from the customer standpoint, I think it's important to note, because a lot of people don't know what those out-of-pocket expenses look like until they get that bill in the mail.
Yeah.
And at that point, it may be too late. We talked earlier about how a lot of folks out there, they don't have a substantial savings to use as a rainy day fund, as an emergency fund. So that's why it's so important that we be proactive, that we suggest and talk about these other offerings, because they may not be on the mind. When I'm going to sit down with my insurance agent, I'm thinking about health insurance, right? That's all I need, right? I don't know what these other components are and how they're going to affect my pocketbook, again, until I get that bill. So I think everybody should be a little bit more eager to talk about these other products. And I think what's great about HealthSpring is that once you're contracted with our company, you immediately have access to the complete portfolio. We have some very competitive products that fit these gaps in a very meaningful way. And we've also done a number of things as a company to encourage agents to cross-sell more. All of our products are available through the same online enrollment tool. There are some carriers out there that you have to fill in one, and then you have to navigate to this other one, and you have to start all over. And because these platforms don't talk to each other, you have to type all that same information in a second time. Makes the appointment that much longer. You're typing it in a second time, more room for errors to be made. So that's just one example of ways that we're encouraging agents to cross-sell more. Our incentive plan, we offer an app bonus program, pays on all of our ancillary products. So yeah, we're trying to do as much as we can to encourage agents to do it more. And the training, I think, is important as well. Agents are going to sell what they're most comfortable with.
Right.
And so it's easy to stop there. We don't want to mention a product that I'm still learning myself. I'm not sure what questions they're going to throw at me. And if I can't answer, I tend to lose credibility in a situation like that. So maybe I'm not going to do it at all. So I think it's important that agents really focus on what products are out there and how can I offer a more complete solution for all of my clients.
Yeah, I mean, there's a real fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
I'm very comfortable talking about that ACA plan or that MA plan. But when I get outside of that, maybe I think there's a certain time limit that I can only spend with this person.
Yeah.
Or maybe I don't think I can get all that information in that time. But you hit 2 points that I want to address again, is that, there's two parts to this. There's the client side, which, you have to understand that these clients need these products, but you have to build that need. Mm-hmm. I think I said this to you before. People don't wake up in the morning and think, oh, okay, I'll go buy a cancer policy today.
Yeah.
They might think of that when it comes to like car insurance or something like, but because that's something you need and you have to have. But, when it comes to supplemental stuff and ancillary stuff, a lot of people aren't thinking about it.
Yeah.
A lot of times you just mentioning it might spark some story that they have or testimonial that they have on their end that will, drive that need home. But on the other side, you have the agent side, and we're trying to operate a business, and we're all trying to, make a living. So one of the ways to do that in this business is to focus on your retention. That stat you brought up about having more than, 2 or 3 different plans with one customer will make that person more sticky to you.
Yeah.
I've heard that since 1994. I started in this business in 1994, and that was one of the first things that I heard. I know some of the old timers that I used to call them from the 80s and 70s that was selling insurance. They would tell me the same thing. They've been hearing that their whole career. So that stat has been around a long time, and it's tried and true.
Yeah,
it's proven. So offering additional benefits makes your customers sticky to you and will help that retention. But cross-selling your book of business is the most important part, because there is someone coming in behind you to talk to them about insurance.
Yeah.
And they're going to do it. So if you don't, you run the risk of losing your client.
Yep, absolutely. And I will say, if you have agents out there that aren't really looking at these products at all, they're not doing much cross-selling, that's pretty common. If we look at our internal data, I think only 10% of our Medicare Supplement customers enroll in our DVH plan. Like when I said during the webinar, that's our best-selling product. So, just know that you're not alone, but we're here to support you, to help train you. And ultimately, the reason we're doing this isn't because, we just want more premium dollars in the door. Of course we do, but because it's the right thing to do. It's the right thing to do for our customers, because the last thing we want is for them to be stuck with a bill that they can't pay. And there was a solution there. We just didn't really look at it when I met with my agent.
Right.
So agents need to, get out there, be courageous, talk about these other solutions, because if we offer a more complete solution, that's how we build a meaningful client relationship. And like I said before, we get the referrals. That's where we're going to enjoy that success.
Well, according to your data, if only 10% of the people are offering ancillary products to their existing clients, that means there's a ton of opportunity out here.
There is.
So this is a great time to get into this and start cross-selling to your existing book at least.
Yep, absolutely. Yep, we're excited to do it.
All right. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate you.
Yep, thanks, Brandon.